Daytona, Florida. There is a group at the 24 Hours of Daytona that is much the same as whatever other group, with experienced drivers to properly earn their spot in the best continuance hustling arrangement in America. They are set up to run a full season in a focused vehicle, and they even set the quickest time in their class at the preseason roar before the 24 test. The main distinction between this group and some other is that its drivers happen to be ladies. We went to Daytona to converse with them about their adventure to the race. The number 57 Heinricher Racing with Meyer-Shank Racing Acura NSX GT3 Evo group includes a list of capable, experienced drivers: Katherine Legge, Simona de Silvestro, Bia Figueiredo, and Christina Nielsen. While there have been 4 other all-ladies lineups at Daytona previously, the number 57 group is the first to be considered really focused. Group originator Jackie Heinricher, a biotech CEO who has hustled in Ferrari Challenge, Global Rallycross Lights, and Lamborghini Super Trofeo, was instructed by Legge. 2 years prior, she had the plan to run a vehicle brimming with ladies, and a token exertion as well as rather a vehicle loaded with drivers who can win. The vehicle does not know your sexual orientation, and I feel as though this kind of expert exertion legitimizes that in a way that is especially imperative and moving outside of dashing, Heinricher told Autoblog. Heinricher had seen Legge battle to get the correct financing for rides previously, so she would not like to restrict this group to whoever could pay. Along these lines, she previously arranged the subsidizing, because of help from Essential Support Caterpillar. It took for a moment, however, the same number of organizations just disclosed to her that they were out of hustling sponsorships altogether. I figure steadiness may be the most misjudged human quality, Heinricher said. I simply didn't surrender. In the wake of subsidizing was set up, she found a focused accomplice in the Meyer-Shank Racing Group, whose proprietor Michael Shank has run a couple of processing plant-upheld Acura NSX GTEs in IMSA's GTD class since 2017. The GT3 shares a motor and turbo with the street-going NSX yet discard the mixture framework, making it around 670 pounds lighter. The number 57 vehicle is an Evo variation, which Legge created, and it highlights enhanced streamlined features to all the more likely suited to the blend of ace and beginner drivers who take shifts dashing in the GTD class. Legge had been on Shank's NSX group for as far back as 2 years too, so Heinricher connected with her for help collecting ladies who genuinely had the capacity to win. Legge had hustled with both Figueiredo, who likewise passes by the name Ana Beatriz, and de Silvestro in IndyCar in 2013, yet their vocations veered from that point. Before joining Shank's NSX group, Legge left IndyCar to race the Delta Wing in IMSA, which was a one-of-a-kind bolt-formed model vehicle that never fully worked out into a focused ride. Legge was set to run the Indianapolis 500 again with the all-female Grace Autosports group in 2016, yet didn't get to after the group was not able to discover a vehicle. De Silvestro was scandalously prodded along by Sauber for a Formula One testing job that didn't work out when the group needed her to get more money. She at that point turned into the primary lady to race full-time in Australian supercars. Figueiredo had been a promising Indy Lights driver who completed third in the 2008 title, yet was never ready to make an interpretation of that into a steady ride in IndyCar's best arrangement, and moved to hustling in the stock car Brazil arrangement as of late. At the point when back damage kept Heinricher from taking an interest without anyone else group at Daytona, Christina Nielsen was the ideal decision to fill in. Nielsen turned into the main lady full-season IMSA champion by winning the GTD class with Scuderia Casa in 2016, on the other hand in 2017. In any case, Wright Motorsports needed her to contribute all the more monetarily to proceed thereafter her 2018 season with them, which left the pivotal two-time GTD champ oddly without a full-time IMSA situate this year. Meyer-Shank is known around the enclosure for truly being a decent group that conveys solid outcomes, and I think a year ago particularly mirrored that, when they completed second in the title in an extremely close battle with the main, Nielsen said. Each driver on the number 57 group could have been in progressively focused rides in earlier years. So Heinricher put her cash into getting that going. It's beneficial to be wary at whatever point somebody reports an all-female anything, particularly in male-commanded spaces like auto hustling. Very regularly these groups are a trick, a token exertion without a focused edge, and don't do a lot to legitimize the endeavors of other ladies there. It's simple for others to point at uncompetitive every single female exertion and make more extensive speculations. The issues confronting female racers are fundamental. When I asked Heinricher and the number 57 drivers why it's still moderately uncommon to see aggressive ladies in dashing, about everybody indicated an issue that torment each driver: financing. Rides that are eager to pay for best ability are rare, and scratching together financing to get presentation somewhere else doesn't generally result in a spot in a focused vehicle, or enough to keep running by any stretch of the imagination. In the event that I take a gander at my vocation, when I hustled IndyCar, for instance, I've never been in the best vehicle, De Silvestro told Autoblog. I think this exertion is great since we are in a decent vehicle. Ideally it goes well and we can demonstrate that getting the correct open door has a major effect. They're not the principal ladies to concede that subsidizing can represent the deciding moment of promising drivers' profession, either. Hustling drivers Pippa Mann and Janet Guthrie told the Indianapolis Star that it very well may be difficult to persuade a few supporters to back female ability, since they need an increasingly macho brand delegate. Or then again they would prefer not to be viewed as putting forth a conceivably dubious expression. The possibility that a few organizations think just sponsorship a lady could be viewed as petulant is additional enraging. This absence of money results in less open doors for ladies to arrive aggressive rides. That is to say, truly, we certainly have the emphasis on the part that we're all females, yet what I extremely like about it is that we're all females who need to be known as drivers first, Nielsen said. I consider everything us can remain by that expression, since we have results that back up this frame of mind. What we endeavor to do is demonstrate the ladies out there that truly, we can be here. We can contend. To state that the number 57 Acura Group's frame of mind toward female drivers was a reviving change would be an enormous modest representation of the truth. For one, nobody would mull over an all-male lineup with indistinguishable foundation from these four ladies. The 24 Hours of Daytona was especially fierce this year, however the new passage was close to the highest point of the GT Daytona class field for the greater part of the race. Number 57 just dropped in the standings after substantial precipitation decayed the race into turmoil. There were just 38 minutes of green signal dashing in the last 9 hours of the race because of the standing water on the track, which caused numerous vehicles, including the Acura, to hydroplane and crash. In the wake of losing time to fix front-end harm, the group still completed 13th in the 23-vehicle GTD class. That is not terrible for a first-time trip as another group, particularly one that is reputed to have Le Mans desires too. I like that we're going up against the men, and that we're out there contending on equivalent terms, Nielsen said. What I like is that we're not passing up a rude awakening. When the banner drops, despite everything we're going up against the folks. Watching ladies wallow in under-bolstered jobs can make the activity look unimaginable, notwithstanding when it isn't. What's more, isolating ladies into their very own arrangement just intensifies the sexual orientation of disparity. The more we see ladies prevail in motorsports, the less demanding it progresses toward becoming for ladies to get included. A similar subsidizing openings should exist for gifted female drivers that exist for capable men. I'm extremely glad for this group, Heinricher stated, the achievement of the association and the astonishing kinship, and the motivation that is spreading route past pit path.